You're listening to Winnipeg's Classic 107. My name is Simon Rusnak. We're back with another edition of Unpacking with Luggage, an opportunity to talk shop with John Thiessen, co-owner of the travel specialty shop. Welcome back to Classic 107, John. Great to have you here.
Thanks, Simon.
All right, so just before we get to what you've brought with you this time round, I want to chat a little bit about summer months in the Exchange. You're located right in the heart of the historic Exchange District on McDermott. How's the summer been?
Like right now, Fringe Festival's on, so it's pretty steady with people in the neighborhood. Outside of Fringe Festival, I think we are still in recovery mode. You've probably read the news. There's sort of been some initiatives to get more of a police presence on the streets, which is great. We've had, para-police, officers stop through the store. I think it helps staff. It helps sort of calm some of the vibe in the neighborhood. So we are, we're glad to see them. So I think downtown is still in recovery mode. I think that we're trying to sort of push through post-COVID, and sort of there's some issues that make it feel a little sketchy at times, and we need to get over that.
Yeah, well said. One of the things that I'm thinking about is, just this influx of people. You mentioned the Fringe Fest. Before that, the Jazz Festival. All the festivals that happen. And you get the travelers that are coming to Winnipeg to experience the summer here in the city. Do you find there's also like an influx of people that come by the store as a result of that? I mean, even just passersby popping in to see, what's going on?
Yes. So Fringe, people are sort of curious about the neighborhood. So they're sort of walking the neighborhood during the day. A lot of the entertainers, I guess, a lot of performers sort of are walking the neighborhood when they're not part of their show. We close at 4 o'clock, so we don't get much of the evening traffic. But I think it would be a big boost to all the restaurants, anybody going for drinks, anybody wanting to sit on a patio in the neighborhood. So I think it just lends itself to, a better vibe in the Exchange.
What about people who are starting to take some summer holidays? I mean, here we are midway through the summer already, almost hard to believe.
Yeah.
Are there people coming in who are thinking like, oh, you know what, I need this, that, or maybe a new piece of luggage even before doing some summer travel? Are those people coming in, or is it sort of a consistent presence? Is an uptick, I guess I'm wondering, in the summer months, or is it kind of a consistent crowd that comes by Luggage?
It's, I guess, categories sort of change. So I think through spring and summer, we have a few more ladies who sort of work in the neighborhood come by looking at purses, looking at handbags, for bags that are sold. It's often, you were just talking earlier about, the black hole duffel that you have. A lot of people will be looking for that if they have a cottage on Lake of the Woods and you need a new bag and you got to go by boat to get to an island and you don't want to get rained on. And so there's that kind of travel where people are actually just weekending to the cottage and they want new bags. But that's not really luggage. It's not usually on wheels. It's not usually structured. It's usually they want something soft they can toss onto a dock.
Yeah, or pack into the back of a trunk.
Or yeah, exactly.
Well, when you were last here, you brought by one of your favorite pieces of carry-on luggage, your own personal luggage. This wonderful piece from Briggs and Riley, this great spinner that was absolutely packed with features. This month you've come by with something a little bit different, still carry-on focused. You alluded to the Patagonia Black Hole Duffel that we were chatting about before. It's a bag that I've had for a long, long time. Tell us a little bit about what's here in the studio this month.
This is another, store favorite and actually family favorite. This is called the Patagonia Black Hole, and this is one of the very few bags that has a name. It's called the MLC, and that stands for Maximum Legal Carry-On. And they've been doing this bag for probably 10 years, and it's been often copied, but the original still seems to be sort of the best version of a maximum carry-on that doesn't have wheels. It can be carried on your back. So our families were in Germany, last summer, and of the 8 of us, 4 people took this bag. This was their choice for how to get as much as they could, on a 2-week trip to Germany was, taking this bag.
So talk more about that. I mean, it's a 2-week trip to Germany. It's not the biggest bag, but it is as big as it can be to take on a plane. We were talking about those regulations and, how much you can really pack in there. What makes this bag so spacious given its size? It's one you can fit on your back.
It's 45 liters, so that is sort of a maxed out carry-on. And then the fact that it doesn't have a frame, it doesn't have wheels eating into the space, it doesn't have a pull handle, eating into the space. You just have a bag. And so you get to pack that bag, and you do get more into here than you could something that has wheels. So that's sort of the real feature of it.
One of the things that I'm noticing about this bag is there seem to be a lot of zippers, a lot of compartments, a lot of ways to sort of subdivide the load that you may be carrying.
Yeah.
Can you talk more about that? I mean, that seems like a rather unique element versus a standard duffel like that Blackwell. You just kind of pack it in there and shove it in. Things can get lost. This seems like it could be pretty organized.
It is organized, and it's also a little bit different shape than a duffel. So it's a little bit more of a rectangular shape, where duffels are usually sort of like a little more square. Because airlines do actually have a dimension that you're trying to get your bag into. So it's a little different shape than a duffel. And I'll just quickly unbuckle this here for you. So you have a main compartment. And this is right now stuffed full, but this is where you'd be packing in, all your clothing. They still give you small pockets at the top here. So sometimes people would divide, socks and underwear, but this is just one big space that will give you, as much room or more than anything else in the store that I could show you that would be a carry-on. So everything you're folding, everything you're rolling gets kept in this compartment. And then that would be your main packing space. And then a lot of people these days would be traveling with things they would want to be able to sort of pull out as you're going through security, sometimes tablets, sometimes power bricks, documents, itineraries. All that stuff is in a separate compartment, and that is this space here. When we were traveling, we ended up having, a couple of the girls that were traveling ended up having just rain jackets and sort of lighter clothes they could sort of pack in and want to get out quickly. So if the van stopped and we're sort of, need to get some outerwear, this is where that was kept.
You've also got like all sorts of clasps that you can tighten and I imagine kind of cinch things in a little bit. Plus, it also does have the actual backpack straps, right?
The backpack straps are an option. So what's also kind of cool about this bag is that it is a soft bag, so it does can be sort of squished into overhead spaces. The backpack straps obviously can carry it as a backpack. This hip strap is kind of different. What they've done is this can be taken off, so apologies for that Velcro sound, but this can be taken off, and then if you thought that, I am actually not going to be needing this as a backpack, I'm just going to go visit friends in Toronto for, a weekend, and there's nothing serious going on, these straps can be unclipped, tucked away, you clean up the look of the bag, you can throw it over your shoulder, and then just carry it as sort of a side carry-on. Makes it sort of a dual-use bag. And then even for cottaging, you don't always need a backpack. Sometimes it's just very convenient to just have a single strap to throw it over your shoulder and, carry more things in your hands. This little loop on the back is designed to put it over the handle of a suitcase. So if you are rolling a bag, bouncing over cobblestones, this will be sitting on top of another bag, and you can, continue on.
It just seems like there are so many options with this one. There's a lot of different kind of configurations that are possible for the traveler and kind of catering to whichever style of travel you're doing. One other thing that I'm curious about, when it comes to Patagonia, I mean, they are sort of legendary for their warranty too, right?
Yeah.
Can you talk more about that?
It's interesting. So I just had a conversation with somebody who said they use Patagonia to teach how to create a brand and how to create something you stand behind. And they are probably a brand that puts their money where their mouth is more than any other we deal with when it comes to this sort of their environmental awareness, really trying to get things right with packaging, really trying to get things right with workers, really trying to get things right with textiles and making sure nothing gets, there's not too much water used and rinsing out the fabrics. And so they are a great brand. They are a super strong brand.
Yeah, their dedication to sustainability is pretty incredible.
Yeah, but warranty, their warranty is kind of interesting where they don't sort of flat out state that nothing's going to be worn out, but they sort of guarantee that you are going to be satisfied. So I think they have a really good relationship with their customers. And so if you truly believe something should have performed better, they will 100% look after you. But I think that there is an expectation that things do wear thin sometimes. And then even in that case, they encourage you to pass your piece of Patagonia on, whether it's a jacket, whether it's a bag, and they actually have a program to sort of help, move that to somebody who could, maybe use, or who's less fortunate, who could maybe use a new bag, a new sweater, that kind of thing. So
yeah, certainly a great brand, smart brand, great recommendation. I can't wait to see what you bring in next month, John. I mean, in fact, so many different ways, so many different directions we can go with this segment. Unpacking with UN Luggage. You can find them over on McDermott, 175 McDermott, in the heart of the Exchange. You can also find them online at unluggage.com. John, thanks for being here.
Thanks, man.